Something isn't right here. It could be an ambush.
Found you. Curtain drops, your eyes. Shadows.
House of Shadows assassins. No match for a prince of the House of War, of course. Yes. Gods know. Though they are a nuisance. Believe me, a prince of the House of War survives his first attempts at assassination in the crib. His mother is not so much his keeper as his bodyguard. Though I must admit these fellows are rather tenacious. Do you tire of their attempts? Precisely. And it's precisely this sort of understanding that makes me appreciate our journey together. Quite a novel thing for me, this together concept. How about yourself? How lucky you are, then, to have my exalted companionship in your party. I'm in rather good spirits after that invigorating fight, so I think I'll return the compliment. It's good to have you around. I can't say I've ever given them much thought. They're no more than an elven curiosity as far as I'm concerned, obsessed with the idea of becoming sentient bark. Wonderful material once chopped, though, I'll give you that. Just look at the Lady Vengeance. No offense.
An older couple is crouched behind a cart, exchanging sharp whispers.
They'll tear the place down.
They'll tear us down if we don't stay quiet.
Careful, eh? There's Void Woken up yonder, in the farmhouse. Plenty of room for you here.
Aye, stay. But do keep quiet, the lot of you. Just hush, now.
Clear 'em out? Are you mad?
She's not mad, Conway. Look at her. Looks like she's our best shot at getting the farm back. Good luck, love. Take care of yourself against those nasties.
Be careful now. Those beasts are nothing to sneeze at.
Evasive maneuvers, Quackers!
You want me to be quiet? Any word, love? Did you really now? Well and truly?
Listen. It's quiet. They're really gone.
Oh, Conway. We can go home.
Conway and Lynn pull you forward into a great, strong hug. Lynn kisses your cheek. Conway claps your back.
Conway, you still got Hanag's things. Someone like this would know what to do with them. Put them to good use. It's what she'd want.
That's right, Lynn. That's surely right. Here, take this. Dear friend of ours left them with us for safekeeping. I don't think she'll be back anytime soon.
Conway hefts a heavy sack toward you, head slightly tilted in a grateful bow.
Oh, Hanag. Such a sweet dear.
Sweet. That's one word for her. But she was a friend, anyway. The sorcerer. I'm not ashamed to say it. We tried to help her.
Everyone needs help sometimes. Especially when bloomin' magisters are hunting you out with those dogs of theirs.
Well, but we didn't know she'd bring those beasts. We surely didn't know. Well, ain't no shame in being whoever you are. You'll be all right since all this blows over. And so will we.
I bet Hanag would want to meet you. She needs friends. She isn't bad. All this was just an accident.
When the Voidwoken came, she ran off in the direction of the cloister woods. It's true, she's a dear spirit. Just pushed too far, you know? You let us know if you meet her. Tell her we miss her. Tell her we're all right.
The Red Prince stands stunned when he sees the woman you were about to address.
It is she. The woman I've dreamt of since birth. The secret of my soul, my sweet lady, it is an honor.
He approaches her, goes down on one knee, and courteously kisses her hand.
You do not disappoint, my prince. You are every bit the gentleman they said you'd be. How very pleasurable, is it not, to finally meet in the flesh? For it is very much in the flesh that we must meet after all. Become one. Oh, Father. Life shaper. That is what the goddess called you. How good of you, dear prince, that you have come to shape life in me.
He stands up and scrapes his throat, but before he can say anything, she silences him by sliding her hand in his. She looks at you for the first time with a look of understated condescension that could rival the Red Prince's own.
I am Sada, Princess of the House of Law. And you interrupt the destined union between the Red Prince and the Red Princess.
Softly, she moves her body against his, puts her arms around his neck, her mouth hot against his ear.
Let's forget for a moment all the forces that drove us here. Shall we, my prince? Let us think of nothing but ourselves. One amid a nest of Saturn. You and I, we know each other like only true lovers do. So at long last, let us become lovers.
By my empire, yes. At long last, we shall become lover. Quite. Why don't you, enjoy a nice stroll? A nice, long stroll, while the lady and I enjoy a more private moment.
Sada smiles at him so endearingly, it almost melts your heart.
Come, my prince. Let's retire to that satin nest of mine. Follow me.
Sada and the Red Prince enter the wagon, close the door behind them. Nothing for it but to wait until they re-emerge. A sound reaches you from the wagon, some kind of moan. You take a step closer. The sound becomes more pronounced. There's definitely moaning going on, but what kind of moaning? You place an ear against the wagon, and you listen. Oh my. Yes, there's no doubt about it now. You have all the empirical evidence you needed to conclude these are very much moans of ecstasy. Which leads you to deduce both of the wagon's inhabitants are, in fact, quite safe. Feeling rightfully relieved and satisfied to have done your duty, you can't help but notice one of the window shutters stands ajar. You stand on your toes and look into the window. Golly, this is the first time you see the beast with 2 backs and 2 tails. You walk away, find a nice spot in the shade and close your eyes. When you wake from your nap, you see Sada and the Red Prince exiting the wagon, hand in hand. As Sada and the Red Prince walk down the wagon steps, you suddenly witness a group of lizards appearing as if out of nowhere. Their commander is a vile-looking lizard, his face the very definition of mischief. Chuckling, he addresses the couple.
Well, 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 look who's coming up for air. Mighty powerful noises I heard coming from that there carriage. Teensy bit jealous I am.
Silence! You will bow before us and explain this intrusion, or by the 7 I will cut you down where you stand.
My oh my, you didn't tell Loverboy anything, did you, Dollface? Naughty, naughty. You've been played for a fool, little prince. She's sworn to another. That's right. Your boo is betrothed to a very different kind of king. All she needed from you was a dollop of prophecy juice. I dare say she got it.
You utter villain!
Oh, well spoken. Advice I will duly follow.
The Red Prince gently cups Sada's face in his hands.
Sadha, my sweet, our meeting has been shrouded in mystery, but know that I'll do right by you. Know that I love you.
And I love you. Together we will brave it all. Even the king.
Oh, ain't that as sweet as a bowl full of peaches? Hate to be that guy, but I gotta break up the party now. Time for you and your belly full of litter to crawl back to the king, darling. Gonna get me some private time with Prince Charming myself.
He grins widely, revealing rows of blackened teeth.
I've always had a soft spot for red meat.
These fiends. Sadha, where have you gone?
The Red Prince fondles a satin handkerchief, his face a scowl, his eyes 2 ember spectres.
She gave me this handkerchief. Something to remember her by. Who would have thought so soon would come our parting? The longing of a lifetime squeezed into a few short hours of perfection. Only to end with blood and bereavement. I will, won't I? Thank you.
He hugs you back. The embrace lasts and keeps lasting. When you finally pull away, you can tell he's somewhat embarrassed, but he smiles at you warmly nonetheless.
We've become very good friends, haven't we? Yes. Very good friends.
Giant lizard must look like a great mutton chop to him.
The great creature gives you a
And you think that won't happen here? Relax, City.
Going to be a grim harvest here this year. Another monstrosity! As if Rivellon didn't already have enough.
The farm's gone. The farm's gone. And everyone inside it. I wonder if them strangers made it. I sure hope so. End times, I think. I think this is it. I think this is it for us all. I think these are the end times. There was a couple staying in my place. Young folks. Sweet folks. Hiding from the Reds. But then came the end. I wonder if they made it.
Get her! Get her! She's Black Ring! Black Ring and she'll gut you in a heartbeat! Oh, gods, I'm hit! Go on without me! Don't let her escape!
You sense a blur of movement to your side. Before you can react, there's a blade under your chin and a slim, pale hand upon your weapon. A voice whispers in your ear with a breathy purr.
A guest? How brazen of you to enter without knocking.
The press of the blade encourages you further into the room, then retreats. You turn to face a woman in black ring robes. She's pale and vividly beautiful, wearing a smile that's somewhere between impish and cruel.
Perhaps I'll give you a chance to explain yourself.
She lowers her weapon and gives you a curious look. Not because of your response, though. She's noticed something.
You're no ordinary traveller, are you? You positively reek of sauce. Are you the one responsible for this mayhem surrounding us? And whoever turned this stretch of cow country into a death-filled valley is likely to be powerful enough to help you. Is that what you thought? You look like someone who wouldn't turn down a good thing when it comes to them. How about a little deal? You help us, and I'll show you how to make true use of sauce.
She gestures to where a young magister is propped up on a cot in the corner. He's ashen and dazed, his shoulder bound in layers of crimson-soaked wound dressings.
This is Mahaly. We absconded together. I from the Black Ring and he from the Magisters. We fell for each other while I was his prisoner. Love will set you free. Mahaly put himself at great risk to free me from Magister captivity. We made it clear, but he picked up quite a nasty wound. We found refuge in this charming hamlet. But then, well, I'm sure you saw for yourself. The landscape tore itself open, Voidwoken appeared. It was far too dangerous to try and move elsewhere. There was also some form of decaying shroud that aggravated Mahaly's wounds, but it appears to have dissipated. Small blessings. So, now we must escape this place. Help us, and I will help you. Driftwood has far too many Magisters for my liking. I fell for one of them, not all of them. Besides, I asked for help, not directions. That's my price, if you want to see what I have to offer. Thank you. Please, clear the way so that we can head south in the direction of the coast. The north is too dangerous. It crawls with Voidwoken. Once you've helped Mahaly and I pass freely, once we're truly clear, I'll give you what you want.
Her eyes speak volumes.
All that you want.
She slinks forward until her face is mere inches from your own.
I owe you a debt. But I already know what you desire. And I intend to pay in full. Right now. Tell me, do you know exactly what I am? I understand it perfectly. It's an obstacle that I overcome with some frequency. I am a succubus. Love is my power. It enthralls those who I seduce and feeds me yet more power. It is through this aspect of myself that I must reward you.
You realize that her hand is caressing your arm. She gazes at you intently. Her eyes are oceans of violet. You could drown in them.
You have my word, though. I will not use my powers to make you my thrall. Just as I hope you won't use what I show you to become some sort of tyrant. Mahaly understands who I am. That's why we're meant to be together.
She grins devilishly and pulls you close.
Let's see what you're made of.
She kisses you. She defies. Suddenly she's all blinding light and come hither heat. Her heat enters you, thrust upon thrust, until she scalds, and with a scream, her nails digging for blood, all becomes an echo of the primal soul, a burst of overwhelming white. Slowly the heat abates as she releases you with a kiss. Your vision swims back into view, Almira observing you with a knowing smile.
My. That was intense, wasn't it? Truth be told, there was nothing really left to teach you, but I felt it would be rude to stop once we got going. You were ever so satisfying, though. Please, accept this little token of appreciation for your effort. Once you've caught your breath, I actually have another little request for you. You have helped me to escape immediate danger, but I remain a fugitive from my old life and the promises I made to it. The Black Ring swear allegiance to a powerful being, the God King. This is not a mere oath of duty, this is the Covenant. And those who accept it are bound to the God King. They are sworn. I am sworn. You have to understand, Lucien's death fog broke us. We were left defeated, leaderless. And then the God King started to speak to us. He offered victory, immortality, anything we desired in exchange for loyalty. How could we refuse? Once you are sworn, there is no escape. Your life is the God King's. Fail or betray him, and you are doomed. Unless you find a way to break the Covenant. That is where you come in, my dear. I discovered the existence of ancient implements called Swornbreakers. They are rumored to be able to break any magical pact, including the Covenant. And while enslaved by the Magisters, I noticed a tablet in their excavation site in the Black Pits. It bore markings that looked very similar to how these Swornbreakers were described to me.
She smiles, fixing those violet eyes upon you once again.
Will you retrieve it for me? It is a promise that you cannot break, unless you want to end up broken yourself. Those who are sworn to it are bound to the God King, come victory or defeat. If you try to break the Covenant unprepared, then you are sealing your own fate. He is a god for the godless, a beacon for those who have no place in this world. He seeks to cast down the world of the Seven and build a new world with the Sworn at his side. The Black Ring flocked to him after Lucien unleashed his death fog. The undead stand by him because he offers them a return to life. I don't know why the Voidwoken flock to him, but I want to be with Mahaly. That is why the God King and I must part ways. That is why I need a Swornbreaker. Who needs thralls when I have selfless acquaintances such as yourself? By the by, a black little birdie told me you've a ship along the shore. That is where we'll go. Enjoy a bit of sun while we wait.
Look who's come to join the party. Oh, but you do get around, don't you?
He takes a satisfied sniff and rubs his hands together. His lips stretch into a mischievous smirk.
When it comes to graveyards, I'm a kid in a candy shop. All sorts of goodies and gewgaws for the taking. And a bit of rousing conversation. If you know what to dig, that is. Come now. Do you mistake me for a cannibal? I assure you my interests are quite academic. Why, the very essence of decay flavors many an essential oil. What a pity you don't understand.
He presses a forefinger against his chin and hums.
You understand enough, and there is something my heart, such as it is set on. Oh my, just adorable you are. I dare say you'll enjoy this story. Somewhere in this graveyard lies an object of tremendous power. Or so the legends say, anyway. Belonged to a family buried near here, the Surreys. I've been reading up on them. An ancient clan of eccentrics and oddballs. Fascinating people, truly. Old Joanna was the last. The poor dear. Had no money, no children, just this incredible heirloom passed down to her through the generations. Problem is, no one knows what this object is. Only that it's an astounding piece of work. Seems Joanna took its secrets to her grave. Rather literally.
His coy grin freezes.
Hours spent on scholarship are never hours wasted.
Tarquin sighs and his lips unfreeze. For a moment he looks almost modest.
It pains me to say, but you've talents in the adventuring department that I do not. And this heirloom could prove valuable for both of us. It's a quandary, you see. I tried. I really did. But the servants that tend the graves, well, their master isn't so keen on me. He caught me nosing around and had those masked freaks chase me off. The spirits within are particularly feisty as well. Can't say why. I'm as gentle as can be. Alas, I am stuck sniffing out herbs and fungi on the outskirts. I've told you everything you need to... everything I know. What it is doesn't matter. What it does, well, if I am right, it will clean up quite an unholy mess. A mess we're both currently mired in.
He looks toward the graveyard.
Let's make this easy. I'll assume you've accepted my mission. You'll assume I give it in good faith. Beautiful. The Surrey tomb must be somewhere nearby. And whatever that object is in there, I bet it's impressive. I do wish I could wander inside. It would be nice to look up some old friends. See if they're in good spirits. So close, yet so far away.
You are a young elf, very young. Still, the memories of Ian's dance inside you. You watch them like a play behind your eyelids. You are asleep in your family home when Roost's people steal in like a plague. A hand over your mouth, a hurried journey through the forests. You won't tell Roost how to find the others. The end comes quick. You are running through a barren landscape. Brambles and weeds scratch at your ankles. Your heart is pumping acid, but you can't stop. Something catches you around the chest and you fall. The roughed ground scrapes burns into the flesh of your bare arms, your knees, your face, you as you skid to a stop. Footsteps approach. That's the Scion, a rough voice calls. Kill him.
It's not a silent monk, but it seems just as blank.
The servant responds with a blank look and a low groan. At first glance, the spirit seems much like its host. Hollow, detached, yet in its eyes you see something more ominous, something not apparent before. Agony. The spirit nods, and its face grows even more tortured. It is trapped. By what or by whom, you cannot say.
Spirits as haunted as the graveyard it roams. Locked in perpetual prayer. Keep trying, my friend. Another forgotten king from another forgotten time.
The lizard hums tunelessly. Not a melody exactly, but more of a meandering moan.
10 spans under, humans slept. 10 spans up, the dwarves were kept. Lizards burned in lasting flame. Elven trees towards skies did aim.
She looks to your left with one eye, and to your right with the other.
There's one here. It's pretty. I like that it stays where it is. Other remains don't always stay where I put them.
She smiles at you with the innocence of a newborn. The hum still throbs in her throat. She flinches as you move closer.
No, no touching.
Her humming fades. The eerie silence lasts for several seconds.
Riker might get mad. He doesn't like it when someone touches his things. No work, I do it 'cause I like it. Don't cause trouble. Just dig and pluck weeds and shoo the ravens.
She shivers and whispers.
He's a powerful sorcerer. Lives here in the garden. Can take the you from you. No brain, just body. My mind isn't big, but it's still mine.
She points at her head.
The servants, they got nothing up there. Riker has it all now. They need to be freed. Only way. Kill Riker. The servants, so lost. Chained by Sorcerer Riker. But they can still go home to the hall. Set them free.
The ensuing silence lasts for several seconds, until she picks up the melody once again and turns away. Within the Stonegarden's walls, peace be thy immortal fortune, relieved of toil, free of indignity, until thou art called to serve.
Skies today.
Human graves. May the dead stay forever at rest.
The dog growls and bares its teeth at you in a wide, unsettling grin. You swear you see a worm emerge from its grey-pink gums, then burrow back in.
Come closer. I dare you.
The dog growls and...
Come closer.
He sniffs. He snarls.
I am death. There's no defying me.
The dog's growls intensify and transform into a rhythmic rasp that mimics laughter. You swear you see the ground behind him momentarily churn and tremble.
Do not mock me. You know what lies beneath. But I will not allow you another step closer, elf. Khan has already laid claim to it. Enough lies. Enough farce. You've riled the beast. And the only cure for the affliction is blood.
The dog raises its head to the stormy sky and howls. The earth beneath you vibrates, a dirge plucked on the strings of a rotting lute.
Necrotic troll, you are summoned. Crawl through the gate. The earth opens for thee.
You're not trying to escape, are you?
The dog's spirit rolls his head around, gawking at the ground and sky as if he's never seen them before, then locks his eyes on yours. He snarls, unconvincingly.
I am death. You offend the Necrohound. When the reckoning comes, you will cower in fear of anathema. You will bow before the demon blade.
He moves to lick his haunches and seems taken aback by his own translucence.
Once a demon, now a weapon. We heard its call and slayed our allies in its name. It is near. With it, we will slay living and undead alike. There will be no mercy.
The canine spirit lifts his head to howl, but can barely manage a whimper. He tucks his tail between his legs, shocked at his own impotence. Here lies Glenn Raymond, proud father, died in penury.
Nice statue, as statues go. Which god hears his pleas? And what comfort could the dead find in his words?
Come on, mistress. Hear me. Heed me. You've always had a glint in your eye for old Zimski. Don't abandon me now.
Zimski mutters to himself as he traces sigils in the dirt. He spies you, and a shrewd look brightens his eyes. He stretches out a hand, showing you a solitary coin on his palm.
Heads or tails? Suit yourself. Must be nice to be born with Lady Luck's golden spoon in your mouth. Enjoy it while you can. All my life I served her, and see how it ends? In the dirt, just the same as everybody else.
Turning from you, he crouches back to the dirt. He resumes tracing esoteric sigils, his fingertips swirling through the graveyard clay.
You seek to call her too? Oh, Lady Luck always came when I called. Until now. Now I cannot influence even a coin toss. But you breathe. I'll wager you've more use for my gifts than I do. Here, tell me what you truly value. If my lady sees fit, I'll give you what I truly value in return. Good enough?
He smiles a foxy smile as he stabs claw-like fingers at your chest. He begins to trace sigils on your flesh. Though you cannot feel his fingers upon your skin, something inside you shifts. You feel a coldness, and a sick longing seeps into your heart. He croons incantations as he works, and his voice is like the throwing of 1,000 dice inside your brain. Your body is suddenly filled with lust for coin and craving for more.
Ah, now you feel her touch. Now Lady Luck sings in your blood as she once did in mine. And now I feel nothing.
As you reach to push open the heavy door, the coils and whirls of engraved wood dance into a new pattern. The semblance of a face arises, a face that seems to look right through you.
Why are you here? Tell me, and mind that you tell me true.
Silence greets your answer. In the distance, you hear the screech of an eagle. Worryingly closer, you hear some kind of a moan. Time passes. At last, the lips on the door creak open, and the door speaks.
Leave.
The face melts back into the wood of the door, and the whirls swirl back into a floral pattern. No amount of pushing can budge the door one crumb. No sound can be heard from within. As you approach the...
Are you ready to tell the truth? Why are you here? Tell me, and mind that you tell...
Silence greets your answer. In the distance, you hear the...
Enter.
The face melts...
Must be Riker's place. Fancy.
A spirit sits behind the grand piano, her hands moving to and fro along the ivory keys.
O'er black and white, my fingers dart, as lost between worlds as I am. O'er globes they glide, o'er flats and sharps. Whither go they, Lady of Life? Direct them.
The music swells as the spirit's dalliances along the piano keys are joined by a ghostly violin. A distant orchestra fills the room with melody. The salamander's tongue flickers, tasting you on the air. It turns away with a grunt.
Death prowls above. Ascend only if you seek it.
Such indecency. You strike a man in his own household. A short temper is an unfortunate weakness in a sorcerer. Even more so in a god-woken. I'm sure you don't be so naive. My doors only open on the occasion of truth. What you admit to them, you admit to me. I also see you are not yet whole.
He presses a slender forefinger against his tight lips and hums.
I'm not a generous man, but I could give you what you seek if you offer something in return. A completely fair exchange between sorcerers. Oh, that. A trivial detail. We address that transaction once we conclude the one at hand. Oh, how unfortunate. We could be so good for each other. Sadly, you've overstayed your welcome. Allow me to show you the door. Such dreamy prose. I could get lost in it. I see so few guests.
The salamander turns away from you with a hiss and a wheeze. The spirit's eyes turn to slits and his mouth purses. He says nothing.
If you seek to strengthen your bond to the source, I've nothing left to show you and nothing left to say. Take what you must from my home, but my memories and masteries, they remain with me.
His sneer is now a gash, wide and gruesome. You can barely believe one spirit could harbor so much contempt. His face only contorts further, a testament to his unmitigated contempt. Your skin tingles and your joints ache, but soon tendrils of sore snake from you into him and from him into you. Your mind leaps from one of Riker's memories to the next. You struggle to control the visions as they rush past your inner eye, faster than you can identify them. Some sights manage to stand out in this temporal kaleidoscope. A dagger, a spirit, the graveyard. You look down at your mangled hand, then towards a shimmering spirit standing ahead. A feast awaits. Your efforts are useless. Your hold on Riker's spirit has weakened, and a final vision crashes into view. You slip on your spectacles and hold the parchment to your eyes. As the script comes into focus, you see the words Black Ring near the bottom, and you are thrust into the reality to become fully you.
There is but one promise I have ever regretted making. One deal I have ever sought to break. That tablet, the template to the Sworn Breaker. It was the key to my freedom. Alas, I remain sworn. Yet, I take some comfort in knowing that the Black Ring comes for you, Godwoken. The Lone Wolves will collect on their contract.
You couldn't imagine it possible, but the spirit's scorn only grows. Riker may be silent, but his feelings are hardly secret.
This is quite the antiques collection. Unusual relic indeed. This is quite the antiques collection.
She hums quietly. The notes move in rhythm with her. The lizard pauses, and a smile crosses her face.
All this because he wanted to break the covenant, knew of a way. Some tablet in a cave. There.
She taps your map. The resulting dent appears in the black pits.
Me belongs to me now. Servants belong to the hall. That's the way I like it.
Her hum returns, soft at first, then blossoming into a full-fledged hymn.
10 spans under, humans slept.
My fingers are yours. Direct them.
Her hands fall upon the keys, like raindrops on a lake. Music ripples and rises like it did before the dragon's throne, thousands of years ago.